Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Playing Favorites with My Grandkids? And when confronted by my daughter-in-law telling her that it is due to her. This post is about my son and Amy, my daughter-in-law. They have been married for about 10 years and have 2 kids. They are 10 and 6. At the beginning, I really tried to get along with her, but she made it difficult. She's not very sociable and always puts her own side of the family overseeing her husband's side of the family. This is really apparent with holidays and the kids. She always chooses to go to her mom's for holiday, even if I do it on an early date or later day. If I offer to babysit, she always tells me she asked her mom or she would get back to me. The time I babysit or get to hang out with the grandkids, she is criticizing everything that I do, usually saying that that's not how her mom or how she does it. At the beginning, my son was trying to fix this but gave up. We see him separately from his wife and kids. I truly don't understand it, and I have asked if I did anything wrong, but no answer to that. Okay, I'm red flagging here. Not for them, red flagging for their son, who comes to see them separately, but doesn't bring the kids. I gave up trying when my other son had kids. It is so much better, and I have a great relationship with my other daughter-in-law and the kids. The kids are 9, Ava, my step-granddaughter, and 4, grandson. And I gave Ava a family necklace that was my mother's. She loves it and has been wearing it everywhere according to my son. That also includes school, which started this issue. My daughter-in-law called me up and asked why Ava got a family necklace, but her daughter, 10, didn't get one. I told her I just wanted to give it to Ava. She got angry and told me that I was playing favorites and that her daughter is older, so she should have gotten the necklace. I told her that yes, I am playing favorites and it's due to her behavior. I pointed out that I do not know her daughter because of her, that her kids will not be getting any of my family stuff because of her. This was a huge argument and she called me a jerk and wanted me to give her kid a necklace. I'm doubting myself on this. Top comments. NTA. What does she want you to do? Sue for grandparents' visitation rights? Oh, wait, she wants to keep her kids away from you, but have you give them stuff. Yeah, pass. I'd maybe talk to your son and say that you find it hurtful when his wife keeps the grands from you, but also demands gifts. For the daughter-in-law, I just ignore the greedy bits and respond to each gift grab with something like, well, it certainly would be nice to see the kids more. Do let me know when they're free to visit. Respond with, just so we're on the same page, it sounds like you're okay with the kids not having a relationship with me, but you still want me to give them things? Is that what you're saying? That my purpose in their lives is just about material goods? I mean, yeah, that's what daughter-in-law is saying here. Okay. But, does that mean that all effort should cease? I guess that's the question here. Does that mean that all effort should cease when it relates to the children? And I feel like where OP is missing out here really goes back to my earlier statement. Where I red flagged here was because of their son, who is the father of these children, who comes to see them solo, but does not bring the kids. How come there isn't more pressure from you, OP, on him to facilitate a relationship with his children? Is he truly just powerless in his own marriage? Is he truly powerless as a father? And he might be. That might be the case. It might be that the pain that he has to go through in order to convince his wife that it's okay for the kids to come with him to see his parents is not worth the fight. It may be the case. And if that is the case, and they've exhausted all effort through him, then yeah, NTA. Either way, daughter-in-law is at least a bizzo, and she's definitely on the ascon scale. I'm just hoping that they did apply that pressure here because they don't talk about it. And if they don't talk about it, as far as I know, they didn't do it, which means they haven't exhausted all efforts, which means they haven't tried everything, which means they gave up on their grandkids before trying everything. And I have a problem with that. Not to say that they're an asshole for it, but you know what? According to the ascon scale, it's something that I feel like they should have done it differently because I don't know if that is actually the case. I'm going to put them at 4, personally. This is personally. It might be that they are completely NTA, but for not pushing their son harder to try to build a relationship with the grandkids and them, and then for her to come around and be like, why don't they get gifts? Why don't my children get the gifts? Well, you're pretty shitty. You're pretty terrible. You're pretty terrible. Speaking of terrible daughter-in-law, gosh, you know what? To limit somebody's time, and I'm sure daughter-in-law, according to her, has some reasons, right? I'm sure she has her own reasons that we don't know here because we don't hear from her. I'm sure she has reasons, and it may be that she just doesn't like the way that they do things. But like, grandparents can't be mind readers, right? If you want them to do something a specific way, you have to say, hey, would you mind doing this way? It works really well for us. We would like that to be consistent here, instead of just being like, that's not how me or my mom does it. That's a shitty thing. It seems like she is a pot stirrer. She's probably a 1. She's probably a 1. I'm putting her at a 2 because this is something she definitely shouldn't do. You know what? Nope. She bumped up to 1. She bumped up to 1 whenever she came back and bitched about them not getting the material things, but she is gatekeeping any kind of relationship with them. If she has the stones to be like, no, you can't see my kids, where's their gift? Yeah, that makes you a pretty shitty person. But you can't judge everything a grandparent does all the time either. Correct. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Especially when like you rely on your family support network. You can't be judging them for giving your kid ice cream, right? Like you can't do that. It's part of the experience. And also, when I'm a grandparent, you better believe I'm going to be spoiling the shit out of my grandkids. Caden Thunder, I know you're editing this. That is not me saying I'm ready to be a grandpa, because I'm not. When I was Caden Thunder's age, I was already a dad to him. I am not ready to be a grandfather. I'm not ready. Hockey Mom says, this is like you aren't invited to my wedding, but you still owe me a wedding gift. That feels about right. Yeah. She's terrible, which makes it more likely that the son has exhausted every effort in trying to develop some kind of relationship, even by going around her and just bringing the kids over. It makes that more likely. So grandparents are a little more likely NTA. I'm still leaving a little bit on the table because I feel like if I get put in this position as a grandparent someday, I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to give up on my grandkids. I'm never going to give up on having a relationship with them. I'm going to exhaust every single thing that I can find and think of. Couldn't grandma just save something for her elder granddaughter, something that would let her know she was always considered and loved? Yeah. And Cassie, yeah, she would put that in the will. It doesn't sound like she has any intention of doing that right now. If they did arrange for something like that, that's at least symbolic. But money can't replace a relationship. Money can't place love. And being daughter-in-law, their mom gatekeeping that process is I don't understand it. I don't understand it. A double mini Dusty 4.0. We're not ready for that. We're not ready. We're not ready.